Hello watch fans, this is Anders here on Watch On channel. Today the full review of a very interesting chronograph from the Swiss brand Rado. Rado, a famous Swiss brand especially known for their Captain Cook lineup of watches and all the ceramic materials they use for their watches. This watch is on loan from Rado and Swatch Group. Thanks a lot to the nice people from Rado and Swatch Group for lending this watch to my small little channel here. It is a very special packaging, as you can see on your screen. You do get a very nice big presentation box. Inside of the box you find the watch on the stainless steel bracelet, but you do also get a NATO strap and a very nice leather strap in the package. So you can change between these three straps. So here the watch is in my hands. You see this is the blue version. You can also find a black version and a bronze version. Have a look at Rado's website. I'm leaving a link to Rado's website down in the description. There you can see all the different versions. And this is of course also sort of a chameleon watch because you do get the additional straps. So with me here is the NATO strap. The quality is really good. You can see the stitching, the overall look and feel of this NATO strap is really good. And then my favorite option is the leather strap with this nice deployed clasp here. Really nice interior as well. You see the Rado anchor. So the Captain Cook lineup of watches stems back to 1962 and is of course named after the famous British explorer Captain Cook. So onto the watch. This is a very interesting automatic sports chronograph watch. It is a dive watch because you get 300 meters of water resistance. You get these nice pushers here with these crown protectors. You can screw in and out, a big screw down crown. And of course the bezel, really nice bezel action, 120 clicks. Some of the design cues of the Captain Cook lineup of Rado is this concave bezel you see here, the ceramic bezel insert here. It kind of slopes inwards towards the big beautiful domed sapphire crystal here. So 120 clicks, really easy to grip. It also overhangs the case a little bit, you can see here, which makes it very easy to operate, even with my gloves on here. Perfect clicks. Listen. Feels really good. Everything just aligns. This is a quality watch. This watch is of course an automatic chronograph watch, and you see we get two counters. You get a running seconds at 3 o'clock, and then here at 9 o'clock you get the 30-minute counter. You get the typical handset of the Captain Cook lineup of watches from Rado, the big arrow-pointed hour hand, and then the sword-style minute hand here. Now it actually just goes over the date, but you can see a nice little detail is that you actually get the date in red printing. That's really nice. Up here below 12 o'clock you get the Rado name and the logo with the anchor. The cool little detail you see, the anchor actually moves when you move the watch around. Then you have Captain Cook and 300 meters of water resistance as you see here. And just below here, Swiss made. It is made in 316L stainless steel. Here I have it on the bracelet. You see this is an oyster style bracelet, really nicely made. The cool thing that they did, and that's again a little nod to the attention of details, for details from Rado, is that they actually make the center links brushed, the outer links polished. The other way around, you will have a smudge magnet and a scratch magnet of a bracelet, but with the center links brushed, it is definitely a lot less prone to scratches and smudges. Then you have this nice deployed clasp here, 2 push button release, also a dive watch extension, really nicely made, very nicely hidden. And then you close it, very nice. The bracelet, in my opinion, is top quality. It feels exactly like the very best bracelets you can find in the market. And that is because you can simply feel it with the tactile feel. Everything is just top quality made. Polished on the sides, polished on the locks here. Everything polished on the case. Making this a very shiny and very fun watch in the light. This is the blue version with the sunburst dial, as you see, really nice sunburst effect. The movement inside of this watch is the Rado 801 automatic modular chronograph movement. It is of course based on an ETA movement because Rado is owned by Swatch Group. Swatch Group, they own ETA, so they have the ability to make these very nice movements. Just look at the detail again, and this is why I say this watch is all about the details. This brand is all about the details. The rotor here, can you see it? It's the anchor. So very cool detail with the rotor actually being the anchor, the logo of Rado watches, the Swiss brand. You also see the nice perlage on the bridges of the movement. This is a movement, a high beat movement, chronograph movement. It beats at 28,800 revolutions per hour. You can see 37 joules. It has 59 hours of power reserve, and it's very accurate. Let's just have a look at the accuracy here. You see approximately 5 seconds plus and 0 beat error. This is a very healthy, very accurate movement. And Rado, they state that they actually test this movement in not 3 but 5 different positions. So this is definitely the proof that they do test it, and it's very accurate. So the size is on the bigger side, but it actually wears much better than the size would suggest. It is 42.8 millimeters in diameter. A little less if you exclude the bezel, so if you only count the case, you get closer to 42.5 millimeters because the bezel overhangs a little bit, as you can see here. Then you have approximately 15 millimeters in thickness, but don't be too alarmed. It wears much slimmer due to the design of the case and the locks and the bracelet straps as well. It wears much slimmer. You will see when I try the watch on my wrist. Then we have 21 millimeter lock width here. Very annoying lock width, but it really doesn't matter because you do get the additional strap options you would want for one of these watches. Of course, the leather strap and the nasal strap. So it doesn't really make it too difficult to put on other straps. And you can of course also buy aftermarket straps and look at Rado's website if you're interested in other color straps. Then you get a 49.3 millimeter lock tip to lock tip. That is really nice for a watch that is approximately 43 millimeters in diameter, that you get such a nice lock to lock distance. But you see male end links, so the bracelet overhangs, as you see here. And let's just have some different shots of the dial, because the dial, in my opinion, is the star of this watch. This beautiful sunburst effect, kind of fumé almost gradient look of the dial, it makes this watch really stand out. It looks amazing both on and off the wrist in different lighting situations. Even in the studio light it looks great. That is also why the blue is my personal favorite. So a lume shot as well. This is Swiss Superluminova, and this being a sports watch or a dive watch with 300 meters of water resistance, the lume doesn't disappoint. So let's just try the chronograph, and it's quite easy to unscrew these protectors here. I can even do it with my gloves on, as you see. So the upper pusher here, it starts and stops the chronograph. The lower here, it resets the chronograph. And it is also a big screw-down crown with the anchor again, attention to detail from Rado. And before we just try the chronograph, let me just compliment the crown here. So easy to unscrew, so easy to set the time and the date, and it's buttery smooth screwing back in this crown here. Big and very easy to operate, so this is definitely also a crown for a tough sports watch like this. So you push the upper button here, nice click, and then you start the chronograph. You can see it starts running here. And while it's running, let me just try the watch on my wrist. This watch in Denmark is priced at 33,900 Danish crowns. That is approximately 3,900 US dollars, as far as I know, internationally. Here you can see the watch on my wrist on the bracelet. I didn't actually size the bracelet. I have a 17.5 centimeter wrist, and I can easily pull off this watch on my wrist. It doesn't even wear too thick, and it was a very big surprise to me that this watch actually wears smaller than its actual size. It wears slimmer than its actual size of approximately 15 millimeters thickness because of this chronograph modular movement, and of course also because you get this beautifully vintage inspired domed sapphire crystal on the watch. Wears really nicely. So let me try to stop the chronograph. You just push the button and then you reset it back to start by pushing the button down here. Back to start. Everything aligns. Everything is just perfect. Very nice attention to detail. This watch is, as I said before, on loan. It will be going back to Rado after I do the review, back to Rado and Swatch Group. So definitely a nice thing that I got the chance to actually loan this watch. Let's try the watch on the leather strap and conclude the review of this nice Rado automatic chronograph watch. And here you see the bracelet is off and we have the leather strap on the watch. Very easy, it takes like 30 seconds because you get these easy removable spring bars you can see here on both straps here, so that's definitely not a issue. Just a little bit of history around Rado watches. It was established in 1928 by 3 brothers, the Schlupp brothers. It was established by Friedrich, Ernst and Werner. So Rado are very famous for their ceramic materials, making watches out of ceramic materials. I even have another watch in for review on loan from Rado, and this is the Captain Cook dive watch made in ceramic materials. Amazing. Back in the days, they made these very cool dress style watches and everyday watches in ceramic, a very popular material, and that is why people, they really love Rado. A lot of people really enjoy Rado because of these materials. So let me try the watch on the leather strap here. Then you can see on the leather strap it wears even smaller because you don't get the male end links as you do on the bracelet. Very nice deployment, very easy to adjust. You just push in the holes here, very easy to push button release. Top quality leather strap, one of the best leather straps I have tried in a long time, so I'm definitely a fan of the leather strap. So let's conclude this review by talking about the pluses and the minuses. So the pluses, this is a high endurance, tough sports watch. You have the 300 meters of water resistance, the ceramic bezel insert, the sapphire crystal, and although the watch is completely polished, as you see, it is definitely a tough sports watch. You will definitely have the risk of scratching it. You do get the pushers here with the protection to keep out the water, big screw down crown. Everything is just in reality a tough sports watch. And I think it looks great. I like the design. This is different than a lot of other chronograph watches. I like the handset, the anchor. I like the blue fume kind of gradient dial here. It looks amazing. I like the details of this watch. Everything is very detailed, a lot of attention to detail. So overall, I'm a huge fan of this watch, but it does have its downfalls. I would have wished that they made it just a tad smaller. It's a matter of taste, of course. It is a big dive watch, but 42 millimeters would have been perfect, although it wears really nicely, this 42.8 millimeter big watch on my wrist. I like the fact that you get 3 different straps. That's a huge plus, but 21 millimeter lock width is a bit annoying. My last thing would definitely be, this is a bit of a struggle price-wise, but I think it's a bit of a tough spot because people would look downwards towards the more affordable watches, or maybe just add $2,000 more and find a used Omega. On the other hand, I think you get full value for the money, and if you want a real Swiss brand with real history, top quality chronograph watch, which you don't see too many people wearing compared to, for example, an Omega Speedmaster, then the Captain Cook automatic chronograph could probably be the choice for you, because this is something that you don't see too much. I can definitely recommend this watch, and I am kind of sad that I have to deliver it back to Rado. So I hope you enjoyed the full review of the Rado Captain Cook automatic chronograph, the blue version here. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And I will also say, if you're interested in this watch, find your local Rado AD and go and try it, because you'll be very surprised putting this watch on your wrist. It is a very comfortable watch. Thank you for watching, and thank you to Rado and Swatch Group for lending in this watch. See you next time. Bye.